for today, we're just gonna go over the quarterfinals that start tomorrow, and just give a little predictions and see who goes through to the semifinals and final. Okay, so let's just get started. We have France against Morocco tomorrow. It's gonna be a rematch from the semifinals of the last World Cup in Qatar, where France won. I believe it was 2-0 to France, and Morocco made the semifinals, which was the first African team to make the semifinals in the World Cup. And then they're trying to, Morocco's trying to make the semifinals again for the second straight World Cup. And then France is also trying to do that for, I believe, is the third straight World Cup. So it's going to be a very, very tight game, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. France is the team to beat. They're obviously unstoppable right now at the moment, and I just don't see how they lose. But Morocco is a very well organized team, defensively, and then offensively they attack a lot down the sides, especially down the right side with Hakimi. My only issue with Morocco is that Ismail Saibiri, I think. Yeah, Ismail Saibiri. I think he went down with an injury, which I believe is a hamstring injury, and I don't know if he's gonna be okay to go against France tomorrow, and I don't know if he's gonna be okay for tomorrow, and that's gonna be a huge blow for them. So I do hope he can recuperate from that injury quickly, but if he doesn't, then we just hope that Morocco stays defensively solid and organized, and offensively capitalize on France's mistake. Because one thing I will note is that France is kind of vulnerable in the back. I don't like. Yes, they've been pretty solid, but I don't think they've played someone that really tests them. Besides, no, not really. Senegal game kind of a scare in the first half. They look kind of sloppy, sluggish, but France does start out kind of slow and then pick up the pace as the game goes on. But I believe if Morocco can catch a goal or two when France is building up, not building up, but I'm guessing turning up their gears, I would say, or warming up. I don't know how you would describe it, but if they can make a goal or two, I think they can make it difficult for France to come back. But France's depth is insane, so you can never count them out. So it's gonna be a tight game, but I think France will edge this two. I think it's gonna be 2-1 France. Moving on to the next one, which would be on Friday, the 10th of July, where I'm from. It'd be Spain versus Belgium. Spain versus Belgium, and Spain have not conceded a goal yet. Just came from eliminating Portugal in the round of 16 and eliminated Austria in the round of 32. They don't look super good, but they've been solid, which it's kind of scary because that means I feel like Spain still has another level or two in them. Lamine Yamal hasn't really showed up, or hasn't been up to what we're used to seeing him, and I'm still waiting for like that stellar performance from him, if that makes sense. Belgium have looked poor in the group stage. We're honestly gone against Senegal until Senegal choked the lead and then gave them a lifeline, and then completely obliterated the U.S. The U.S. did not show up for that game. And that game had so much controversy and talk about it, especially with the Pelican red card and being not rescinded but suspended, which is crazy. And then there's a lot of drama going on in the game, but Belgium went in there with the mentality to spank and humiliate the U.S., and they did absolutely that. But I don't think they're as good as the results against the U.S. seems to indicate. I think Spain is gonna win this. I think this is gonna be a 3-0 Spain, Spain victory, in my opinion, or maybe like a 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. Yeah, 3. I say 3-1 Spain. Yeah, 3-1 Spain. And then moving on to then the two games on Saturday, the 11th of July, which is Norway versus England. Norway versus England. Norway coming from defeating defeating Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire Brazil 2-1. Um, yeah, Norway. The thing about Norway is that when you play them, I feel like the defense is shaky, but up top with Holland, he's inevitable. Like you can't it's not about can you stop him, but it's like can you contain him? How long can you contain him? How long can you keep him quiet? Because yeah, you can say like oh he's only touched the ball like 3 times, but yeah, he doesn't need that many touches. Like if you've seen how many touches he needs before scoring a goal, it's insane. It's just like he's inevitable. Like he's gonna score if it's not in the first half, second half, first extra time, second extra time, like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen whether you like it or not. And that's the thing about Norway. They have a scary, scary striker, like a scary striker. And then England coming from defeating Congo and defeating Mexico, which is my team. Mexico, that's my team. Very well fought by England, and I think England did amazing. They showed resilience and grit to play in a away game in Azteca. Yeah, they did well. Thomas Tuchel did amazingly well. I think he did amazingly well with his tactics, and he got all the substitutions correctly, man. I think if he did any mistake in that game, they would have probably gone away with the loss because I think Mexico was on fire that game. Definitely showed a lot of grit and determination to play this England side, and man, what a game it was! Full of emotions, full of drama. So yeah, I do think though this game could go either way because England defensively have looked kind of shaky, despite them holding on to that to that lead against Mexico. I just think Holland's just inevitable, man. I can see this either being like a 2-1 England win, either 2-1 England win or like a 3-1, 3-2 Norway win. I just don't see. It's either England just contain Holland to 1 goal, or Holland just goes crazy on them and outscores England. I mean that's just the way I see it. But I'm gonna go with the 2-1 England win here. But I could be wrong. Norway can easily prove me wrong. And then finally moving on to Argentina against Switzerland. Argentina coming with a scrappy 3-2 win against Cape Verde and another scrappy 3-2 win against Egypt. Hot take, I guess. I don't know if it's a hot take, but Argentina have not looked impressive to me besides that 3-0 win against Algeria and a 2-0 victory against Austria. They just have not looked convincing to me. They allowed Jordan to get a goal. Yeah, maybe you can say Messi wasn't starting. They were really playing the starters, but yet with the quality Argentina has, I would expect them to shut out Jordan. They almost went out to Cape Verde. Which was crazy to me how Cape Verde even kept it close. I mean, come on. Props to them, man. Cape Verde. I was rooting for them because I always like rooting for the underdog, but man, they made it worthwhile that game. And then Egypt against Argentina, that game was full of controversy. Was especially that VAR moment with Egypt scoring their second goal and then VAR calling him back for a foul that happened like 90 meters, 90 yards away from goal, which is crazy because it's not like that goal directly or that foul or what. I mean, they're claiming it's a foul. For my opinion, it's a very soft foul, but calling it back to that because you thought I just don't think that foul led directly to a goal because if you've seen the game or the replay, Egypt had to do everything else. They had to take on the rest of the defense, which was beautifully done by the player. Played a ball in the middle and then a through ball and then a goal. I mean, Egypt had so much work to do to earn that goal. It wasn't like he was stripped, like the ball was stripped from him outside the box and then directly scored. It was insane to me. I didn't think it would have had to go to VAR. I think the ref saw it on the field, saw how soft it was, let it play on the goal, and the goal happened. I don't think VAR should step. I think those are moments where VAR should not step in because you can argue that the same thing happened to Egypt when Argentina scored the winning goal, where in the box he was pulled in by McAllister, which I thought was soft. It should not be called, but if you're gonna be consistent, if you're gonna call the Argentina goal off or the Egypt opposite. I'm all for like consistency. That's all I'm asking for because I don't know what's going on in that game, to be honest. It's crazy, but yeah, Argentina 3-2 win, and I'll move on to face Switzerland, who beat Algeria convincingly, comfortably 2-0. Drew against Colombia was kind of even, and honestly, I was edging more Colombia, but Colombia was just wasteful, man, wasteful with their opportunities. Especially that one player who had in the final minutes of the second extra time, second half of extra time, he missed that. He went over the bar. How do you miss that? I don't know. And then you go to penalties, and Switzerland looked more the more composed of the two. And yeah, they went through. Argentina, Switzerland. I do think this is gonna be a tough game for Argentina because I believe Switzerland is more organized. It's gonna be one of the more organized teams that Argentina has played so far in the World Cup, besides Austria. But Austria didn't have the firepower up top to really worry Argentina. I think Switzerland do. I think Switzerland do have it, and they're very well in the back, like organized in the back. Midfield is solid with experience, and then their attack with Embolo. I don't know if Vargas is okay to play. I forgot another player that's injured. What's his name? What's his name? Maybe I want to look it up. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up real quick. Let's see. He's in the bench because he didn't play. Where's he at? Where's he at? Or did he play? No, wait, no. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Manzambi. Yeah, he's out with a knee injury. Oh no. Wow, he's out with a knee injury. That's not good. Because I think Manzambi's going to give him problems, but I guess he's not going to play. I don't think he's playing with a knee injury. Manzambi is a very dangerous player, especially down the middle where Argentina has struggled. And then they have good fast players on the wings, Switzerland, and they have a big physical center forward. And I think they're very, very lethal in the final third. I don't think they waste too many chances. Minus the Qatar game, man. That was, I don't know what's wrong with Switzerland. I called them frauds at the beginning of the tournament, but now they're looking solid. So I think this is going to be hard to call, but I think this is either 2-1 Switzerland or 2-1 Argentina. But I'm going to go 2-1 Switzerland, in my opinion. So then in the semifinals, we would have France versus Spain on one side, and we had England versus Sweden, or Switzerland on the other. Sorry if I offended any Switzerland viewers, and Swedish viewers too. England versus Switzerland on one side, and then France versus Spain on the other side. France versus Spain. I think France will take it, get there, and they'll make it to the final. And then Switzerland, England. I think England beats Switzerland, and then I think the final might be France, England, with France taking it. Maybe I think PKs. Yeah, PKs. And that's, I think, yeah, France takes it. So that's my prediction. France wins the World